people are walking around with screens that only show about 80% of the colors they're actually supposed to see. That sounds like a decent score on a test, but in the world of high-end displays, it means you are missing out on a massive chunk of the story. This new challenger in the television market is throwing down a gauntlet by hitting a full 100% of the professional cinema color standard. This is not just a marginal improvement. It is a leap that makes the big, expensive legacy brands look a bit dusty by comparison. Think about the level of brightness we are talking about here. We are seeing peaks of 3,000 nits. That is essentially like bringing the intensity of a summer afternoon right into your living room. You could have every curtain open and the sun pouring in, yet you would still see every shadow and every highlight in a dark, moody thriller. It changes the way we think about where a television can actually live in a house. Usually, you are fighting glare and washing out the image. But this panel just cuts right through it. The real story, however, is for the gamers out there. We are looking at refresh rates that scale up to nearly 300 Hz. That is a level of fluid motion that used to be reserved for high-end computer monitors, not a giant screen in the center of your home. It makes every movement feel liquid and every reaction feel instantaneous. They even partnered with a famous Danish audio company to make sure the sound actually matches the scale of the picture. This is a total package approach that really tries to justify every dollar you spend. There is a catch that usually gets buried in the fine print of the press releases. The marketing team loves to boast about having over 2,000 dimming zones. What they do not tell you up front is that those numbers are usually only for the massive 98-inch version. If you are looking at the more common sizes like the 55 or 65-inch models, that zone count is going to be significantly lower. It is a classic move where the best specs are tied to the biggest, most expensive hardware. You also have to deal with some confusing naming conventions. Depending on which side of the ocean you are on, this exact same television goes by a completely different name. It is the same guts and the same performance, but the branding is swapped out. This makes it a nightmare to do your own research, because you might be looking at a review for a model that technically does not exist in your country. You have to be a bit of a tech detective to cross-reference everything. The build quality also has a bit of a split personality. From the front, it looks incredibly premium with almost no bezel to speak of. It is sleek and modern, but once you look at the back, it is mostly plastic. If you were mounting this on a wall where people can see it from the side, that might take away some of the magic. Even with those flaws, this is a smart move for anyone looking for top-tier performance without the brand name tax. It is a reminder that the most interesting things in tech are often happening just outside the spotlight of the major players. You just have to know which details to look for before you pull the trigger on a purchase like this. It is one of those rare moments where the mid-range market starts to feel a lot more exciting than the high-end stuff.